What's going on, everybody? You see a Jaguar back with GenJag.com, and I'm coming at you guys with another Jaguars draft video. And in this video, I want to go through 4 different prospects that I want the Jaguars to potentially look to target at the 29th overall pick. Now, the way I kind of gathered this list was just looking at mock drafts and kind of getting a feel for what kind of players might be available at these spots. You know, I'm not going to be throwing guys like Bradley Chubb and Quentin Nelson in there that are obviously already going to be gone by the time we pick. So this video, I'll go in order of my number 1 prospect to my number 4 prospect. All right, let's get it. Now, the number 1 player I would like the Jaguars to potentially target is tight end Hayden Hurst out of the University of South Carolina. Now, there's a lot of debate over who is the top tight end prospect in this draft. You know, whether it be Hayden Hurst, whether it be a guy like Mike Gesicki, Mark Andrews, Dallas Goedert. There's a whole bunch of guys, but, you know, I'm going to go with Hayden Hurst. Now, I like Hayden Hurst because I feel he's the most balanced tight end in the draft. You know, you might pull up some highlight reels and see guys like Mark Andrews and Dallas Goedert making some more like eye-popping plays, but you know, those guys are a little bit more of kind of run-blocking liabilities, and I think that we have to get a guy that can be able to both hurt you in the passing game and also help out in the run game. Now, Hayden Hurst, he's 6'4", 250 pounds, obviously out of Jacksonville, went to the Bull School, and, you know, I just feel like the Jaguars, if they're going to invest a top pick in something like this, they got to get a guy that fits our system. And as we all know, the Jaguars' identity is the run game, you know, run game through Leonard Fournette, power run game, and that's not going to change this season. So, you know, a guy like Mark Andrews or something like that might be a better fit in a system that throws the ball more and airs it out, you know, kind of like a team like the Chiefs or a team like the Patriots. But, you know, with our team, I think that Hayden Hurst is a really good, you know, value there. You know, if we get a guy that can't really run block well, then he becomes a liability on running downs, and that's definitely not what our team needs. So Hayden Hurst, he's very good in the passing game as well. Hurt you in the middle of the field. Kind of something that we didn't have this season or last season. Now we have kind of pair him up with Austin Seferian-Jenkins, and I think that could be a really good duo of tight ends in there and a clear upgrade from what we had last year. Now Mercedes Lewis is gone, so that's going to leave a hole in the ability and the blocking ability of our tight ends. So Hayden Hurst, he's kind of an older guy. He's 25 or he's 24, I believe. He kind of got a late start to his football career after his baseball career didn't really work out. So I see this spot being a really good spot to take a tight end like Hayden Hurst and add a new element to our offense. Now, the number 2 player I would potentially try to target is offensive tackle Mike McGlinchey out of Notre Dame. Now, this guy is huge. I mean, he's 6'8", 312 pounds. He just looks like a Coughlin type of player. Now, we are going to have to address either the right tackle or the right guard position somewhere in the top 4 rounds of this draft. You know, AJ Cann, he's moving on to a contract year, and we have Jeremy Parnell, who's, you know, 31 years old. He's had a couple injuries the last few seasons, and you know, Mike McGlinchey, if we get him, he's not a guy that really needs to start right away, but he could definitely be a guy that we can develop and really be able to start week 1 of 2019. Now, if we get a guy like Mike McGlinchey, then our offensive line could be really good. I mean, the left side of the line is really good with Cam Robinson, our new addition, Andrew Norwell, Brandon Linder. You know, our right guard, AJ Cann, you know, I see him being on a team another year, then kind of treating him like, you know, Allen Robinson or, you know, Aaron Colvin, where it's like, thank you for your service, but, you know, kind of move on from him once his contract runs out. And Mike McGlinchey, now he's a guy that has really good technique for an offensive lineman coming out. That's usually not the case for offensive linemen just because of the spread system in college football. Players come in a lot more raw at playing the pro-style kind of offense, and Mike McGlinchey's got to work on his strength a little bit, but, you know, when you've got guys come into the NFL like offensive linemen that need to work on strength, they always get stronger. I mean, the weight room does these guys wonders, and Mike McGlinchey is a good character guy, a really big guy, and I just think playing him, plugging him at the right tackle position, getting Cam Robinson on one side, Mike McGlinchey on the other side, our offensive line would be really, really good, and that could be a huge key in our team's success because I'm a strong believer that the game really starts and ends in the trenches, and having a good offensive line is huge. Now, the number 3 player that I would potentially try to target is wide receiver Courtland Sutton out of SMU. Now, when I look at wide receivers that we potentially grab in the first round, Courtland Sutton is the only guy I would actually target. I wouldn't want to get a guy like Calvin Ridley or, the DJ Moore or whatever out of Maryland, just because Courtland Sutton brings you an element to an offense that we really don't have. You know what I mean? He's a big dude. He's 6'4". He really has the ability to develop into a number 1 wide receiver. The only guy on the team that I really think has the ability to turn into one is Dante Moncrief. But you look at his contract, he's on a 1-year deal where you're basically renting him. And, if he goes out there and has a 1,000-yard season, he's going to demand a lot of money. So, I see us really renting a guy like Dante Moncrief. Then if we could bring in a guy like Courtland Sutton, he's a really physical player. He needs to work on his route running a little bit. He's a little bit more raw. He's actually converted safety when he came into SMU, and I just think that if you look at him against these college cornerbacks, he was just able to really win a lot of one-on-one battles, really able to high point the ball. Brings you a really good element to the offense that I really don't think we have too much yet. So Courtland Sutton, I think he's a really good player. I think he will project to be a really good pro. If the Jaguars get him, that we will have a really good wide receiver 1 for the next 4 years. Now, the 4th player I will potentially try to target at pick 29 is guard Will Hernandez out of UTEP. Now, this guy is a little short. He's 6'2", but he's 348 pounds. He makes up for kind of his height with just an extremely physical kind of play. He's a road grading dude. He'll help you out big time in a run game. He's got good technique. He's good with his feet, and he's just a mauler in there. And with us, the guard position is really kind of important for our team just because we have a downhill runner like Leonard Fournette. If we're able to open up those holes initially, then Leonard Fournette is able to run downhill with a lot of power. The Jaguars obviously do place a lot of importance in the guard position that we saw after they signed a guy like Andrew Norwell to that fat deal. So Will Hernandez, he's a good character kind of guy, really likes the game of football. A lot of times the lowest man does win. So if he's able to get under you at the start of the play, get a quick get off, then he's able to push some people, and I think Will Hernandez could be a really good player for the Jaguars. I think that offensive line, I mentioned Mike McGlinchey and Will Hernandez. It's not necessarily the sexiest pick out there, but those guys will be able to offer some tremendous value for our team, continue to be able to run the ball well, and also protect Blake Bortles in the passing game. And you can never undersell the importance of the offensive line, and I really think that bringing in Will Hernandez could be a huge staple to our offense. Now, that was a quick summary of the 4 guys I would potentially like the Jaguars to target in the upcoming NFL draft. As you guys can all tell, they were all offensive guys. I could see us maybe going defense, but I just think that our offense needs the most kind of immediate upgrade. And if you look at a defense, I don't think it's just hard to really see us kind of taking a defensive player. Now, the Jaguars can definitely upgrade at the tight end position. Obviously, the right side of our offensive line needs a little bit of work in the upcoming seasons. We are good to go kind of in this upcoming season with A.J. Cann and Jeremy Parnell at right tackle, but we need to start looking for the future and kind of getting better guys to go in there and kind of start for us in years to come. Courtland Sutton bringing in a wide receiver number 1. Like I said, I wouldn't see us getting a Calvin Ridley or a Christian Kirk kind of player, just because I feel like we already have those type of players with Keelan Cole, D.D. Westbrook, and Marquise Lee. Courtland Sutton just brings us a different element to our offense, and I think that could be really big, especially with the departure of Al Robinson. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of the picks. Let me know some of the guys that you would like to target at pick number 29. And I really appreciate you guys for watching my video. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And this is UC at Jaguar with JenJag.com, and we are out.